Hi everybody, I'm Elise from the blog LePetitSaintCrochet.com, and today I am really excited to be sharing with you my process for crushing those WIPs. We all have works in progress that we need to tackle. They languish in WIP land for way too long, and I've got a solution for it. It's something that I've been working on, and I shared it with some of my friends, and they actually liked it too, so it was really exciting for me, and I cannot wait to share it all with you. Every crafty person I know has this struggle. We all have too many WIPs. They're sitting in our craft rooms. They're shoved under our beds. They're stuffed in the closet. Not only are these projects taking up space in our homes, but they are taking up mental space, and ain't nobody got time for that. I have been calling myself a one WIP gal for quite some time now, but the other day it occurred to me that no, I am not a one WIP gal. I actually have 4, and I started to feel that stress rising up in me, and I thought, number one, I have lied to everybody, and number two, what am I going to do about this? Because I don't like having a lot of undone things. I love checking off things. I love getting my to-do list finished. So as I was thinking about this, I actually started to create a system that I could work through so that I could get through these WIPs. And what I am so excited about is sharing that with you today. This is a printable, and it's a paid printable. The reason, well, I would say there's 2 reasons why I'm actually going to charge money for this. It's not very much. It's less than a Starbucks caramel macchiato, so don't think that it's going to be very expensive. But the first reason is that studies have shown that if you don't pay for something, even if it's just a little bit, you don't really value it. Charging just a couple of dollars is my way of helping you find some value in it so that you will actually get through this process. But number 2, mama's gonna have 4 kids in college come 4 weeks from now, so any little bit of money is gonna help us out right now. Let's go ahead and get started. I'm not gonna give away every single thing, but I am going to give you one of my best tips. It's a little freebie that I'm gonna give you, and then I'm gonna direct you, and you'll be able to find this printable in the description box below. I know this is going to help you guys, and I'm going to share some of my really close friends who are all crafters and what they had to say about it as well. Can you relate to this little scenario? Just indulge me for a minute with your imagination. Imagine that it's Saturday morning, you're scrolling through Instagram, and all of a sudden you see the most beautiful granny square blanket from Lucy from Attic 24. These are your colors. You're already imagining yourself snuggled under it, sipping some hot cocoa while binge watching Outlander, but then that dreaded guilt starts to creep in, and you know, you promised yourself that you would not start another project until you finished the ones you already have that are stuffed under your bed and hidden in your closet. But now I have got a plan for you. It is an action plan. It's not a pie in the sky, idealistic, it's actually an actionable, it's an actionable, ooh, that word is hard to say, actionable. It's an actionable plan that you can start implementing today, because the more we keep saying, well, someday, that is when the problems start. Girlfriend, I have got you covered. We're gonna do this together in my printable Honey Get Control of Your WIP. So instead of that earlier scenario where you're feeling all that guilt and shame, you are going to feel like this. So now imagine this, you're scrolling through Ravelry and you find the cutest penguin pattern you have ever seen. Your little niece's birthday is coming up next month, and she is obsessed with penguins in tutus, and you know that this is the perfect toy for her. This is the perfect gift, and all you have to do is you purchase that pattern, you print it out, and you get started that day, and you don't feel overwhelmed, you don't feel guilt, you don't feel any shame, because you have your WIPs under control. This is one of my favorite steps in Honey Get Control of Your WIPs, and that is to find a project that you could finish today. It's either such a short little project or you're so close to being done that if you just focused on that one thing, you could finish it today. And that is exactly what I'm going to be doing today, because I am ready to knock this WIP out. So I created these little glass jar covers, and I love them. They are so quick. They really do whip up very, very quickly. What I did was, instead of using it as a button jar, which is what I originally did it for, is I gathered some seashells for a really good friend of mine who is going through cancer treatment right now. I know that she loves the beach, and when we were there just a few weeks ago, I hand-picked each one of these shells just for her, and they are really beautiful. So I am going to be creating a little cover for this, one of these little crocheted covers, and I'm going to put a pretty little tag and ribbon just for her in very beachy colors, and I'm going to send it to her in the mail because we are still in quarantine and I want to keep her safe, but I want to send her a little gift. And this is one thing that I can do today to get this done, and instead of it occupying this mental space and making me feel really guilty that I haven't done it yet. Honey, Get Control of Your WIPs is an instant download. You're going to be able to find it right in my blog. I will have a link in the description box below. You have several pages of instructions and all of the steps that you are to do, but you only have the worksheet section that you actually need to print out. And I wanted to be very careful about saving your printer ink, and if you wanted to return to this project next year or the year after, that you don't feel like you have to print out all of these pages. You can also print it in black and white. That way you don't have to use color ink because that can get really expensive. But my friend Anna from the Naughty Boss, who is a professional graphic designer, actually helped me out with that tip. And if you aren't following her, and you need to because she is amazing. But I also want to share a few things from some of my friends who have tried this step-by-step process out for themselves. And I'm really excited to share these quotes and these testimonials with you. The first is from my crafty friend extraordinaire, Katie. You've heard me talk about her before. She's the one that introduced me to amigurumi, but this is what she had to say. I have startitis in the worst way. I begin new projects hopeful and excited, but at the first sign of trouble or getting bogged down in endless garter stitches or too many purls, I put them down, shove them to the back of my craft room corners, and put them out of my mind. Unfortunately, that doesn't work. I can feel those whips and the guilt gets to me. I vow to finish, and then I am overwhelmed by the number of projects that I leave unfinished. Without a deadline, I am doomed to failure. Thankfully, there is a solution. Le Petit Saint Crochet has created a very helpful set of printable pages to help me get back on track with these ULOs, unidentified lying objects, and I already have trimmed down 9 whips to 4, making my progress entirely doable. With step-by-step instructions, these pages will help crafters to be more successful at finishing pre-existing projects and ultimately to be fulfilled in creating. Oh, that made me so happy. I am so glad to help somebody else out, help somebody get control of those whips, because we all have them. The next testimonial is from my friend Dawn from Dawn's Days, and this is what she said. Such a simple but effective way of getting on top of projects and weeding out the ones that are just not shouting, "Finish me!" It's like having a fun but honest chat with your conscience and coming out at the end feeling, yes, finally. I'm only doing the fun stuff from now on. Bravo, Elise. This is a must for the serial whipper to do several times a year. Thank you. Thank you so much, Dawn. I love that she thought it was fun, because I really did try to make this a fun, conversational style that you feel like a friend is just sitting there being the honest one saying, hey, you need to get this one done. Hey, you don't need this one anymore. So we're going to work together to get those projects finished. My next testimonial is from Janine from Capital Crochet, who is a crochet and knitwear garment designer. You need to check her out. And this is what she said. This is a really cute organization tool. I especially like the part with the actionable steps, since it gives the maker something to look forward to. They can see a purpose in letting that whip go. The individual cards are also beautiful reminders of your work plan that you can tack up on a vision board or tuck neatly into your planner. I think they will appeal to scrapbooking types and visually stimulated folks who like pretty things. And guys, y'all know I like pretty things. So I really designed this to be visually appealing because I like to work on things that are pretty. But like I said before, you don't have to print out all of the pages, just the worksheets, and you can print them in black and white so that it doesn't cause too much in printer ink. Jenna from A Cute Design said, I think this printable is great. It's like the KonMari for WIPs. It does a really good job of analyzing, prioritizing, and completing the many WIPs so many of us makers have. Thank you, Jenna. I feel like I'm on an infomercial right now telling you all the great things that you can do if you sign up now. Call 1-800-323-4484 to get your set of Ginzu knives for only 4 payments of $19.99. Just kidding. Do y'all remember those? I'm old enough to remember all the infomercials that we were bombarded with back in the 70s and 80s, but I really do want you to get this printable. I know it's going to help you because it actually helped me. I really took the time to think this through, and if you are a serial whipper, if you have projects that are languishing in WIP-land, you need this printable. So head to that link in the description box below. I can't wait to hear what you think about it. Give me a shout out on Instagram if you actually use it. I would love to hear from you. Just tag me at LePetiteSaintCrochet.com. And as always, if you would hit that like button and that subscribe button, and I will be back very soon with lots of other crafty things to share, and hopefully I'm gonna have more than one WIP to share with you next week. Happy stitching!